The 1950s stand out as a remarkable era in American history. It was a time of significant change, brimming with innovation, cultural shifts, and unique trends that shaped the way people lived, worked, and played. As we look back on this fascinating decade, we can't help but marvel at the stark differences between then and now. The 1950s gave birth to rock and roll, saw the rise of television as a dominant form of entertainment, and witnessed the early stages of the space race. Many items and customs that were commonplace during this period have since vanished, leaving behind a trail of nostalgia and curiosity about life in post-war America. These events, along with countless others, influenced everything about daily life. In this article, we'll take a stroll down memory lane and revisit 21 items that were hugely popular in the 1950s, but have since faded into obscurity. Some of these things might seem quaint or even bizarre to modern eyes, while others might spark a sense of longing for a simpler time. Let's jump right in and rediscover these lost treasures of the past. TV console cabinets. Television sets in the 1950s were far more than just screens. They were substantial pieces of furniture. These imposing wooden cabinets housed not only the TV, but often included a radio and record player as well. Families would gather around these entertainment centers, which stood proudly in living rooms across America. As televisions became slimmer and more portable in later decades, these bulky consoles gradually disappeared, taking with them a piece of mid-century charm. Davy Crockett coonskin caps. The Davy Crockett craze swept across America in the mid-1950s, turning an old frontier tale into a modern phenomenon. Children clamored for coonskin caps, eager to emulate their frontier hero. These furry headpieces, complete with a raccoon tail at the back, became a must-have accessory for young adventurers. The popularity of these caps reflected America's enduring fascination with its frontier history and the power of television to create nationwide trends. 3D comic books. For a brief, exciting moment in the 1950s, comic books leapt into the third dimension. Publishers released special 3D editions that came with red and blue glasses. When readers donned these specs, the flat pages suddenly burst with depth, bringing superheroes and villains to life like never before. This innovative but short-lived trend added an extra layer of excitement to comic book reading, though it ultimately proved too costly and impractical to continue. Penny loafers with real pennies. Penny loafers gained popularity in the 1950s as a casual yet stylish shoe option for both men and women. What made them unique was the trend of inserting actual pennies into the diamond-shaped slot on the shoe's strap. This quirky practice began as a practical way for students to always have payphone money, but it quickly became a fashion statement. The shiny copper coin against the leather created a distinctive look that defined an era of American style. Flashbulb cameras. Before the advent of built-in camera flashes, photographers relied on flashbulbs to illuminate their subjects. These small, disposable glass bulbs produced a brief, intense burst of light when an electrical current passed through them. Photographers had to replace the bulb after each use, making the process of taking photos more involved and deliberate. The distinctive pop and momentary blindness that accompanied flashbulb photography became a hallmark of 1950s social gatherings and family events. Polio vaccination sugar cubes. The 1950s saw a major breakthrough in the fight against polio with the introduction of the oral vaccine. To make the medicine more appealing to children, it was often administered on a sugar cube. This innovative approach turned a potentially scary medical procedure into a sweet treat. Kids lined up eagerly to receive their dose, unaware of the scientific marvel they were participating in. The sugar cube method played a crucial role in the widespread adoption of the vaccine, helping to nearly eradicate polio in many parts of the world. The 1950s left an indelible mark on American culture, filled with unique trends and innovations that shaped daily life. These items offer just a glimpse into this vibrant era. While many of these things have faded away, they continue to fascinate us, reminding us of a time when the future seemed full of endless possibilities. As we look at our own surroundings today, we might wonder which current trends will become tomorrow's nostalgic memories. These connections to the past help us appreciate how far we've come and inspire us to imagine what exciting changes the future might hold. Let's cherish these glimpses into history while we continue to create new stories for future generations to look back on with wonder and nostalgia.